Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. This last update, 4.1, has been about mining. And we looked last week at the Drake Golem a bit. But as I said in the last video, if you've been listening to my latest videos, I was really hoping I could have traded that in for... I traded my Prospector in for a Drake ship. Of course, I was hoping the Golem would have been a bigger Drake mining ship, which didn't happen. It's a starter. It's a great starter. If you're looking to get into mining, it's really, really fun. You can watch last week's video. But the thing is, I was really hoping to get rid of my Prospector. I was really hoping to trade it in on the Drake thing, but I couldn't do that. So the website doesn't let you trade down. You can't get a less expensive ship with a more expensive ship unless you just melt the ship and put the money into your account, and then you could probably do it that way. I instead went a different direction and I traded up. So in my head I planned to get rid of the Prospector, so I just did it. I got rid of it and I got a Mole. So I upgraded to a Mole. I did get the Keystone paint, but I ended up using a paint that I already had. It was the Aphrodite paint, Aphorite, Aphrodite. But it looks pretty badass. I really like the paint. So I thought today we could take the Mole out, see how it works solo. It's not a solo ship. It's not meant to be a solo ship. But I thought, let's go out and see what we can do with the Mole. I don't know why, but I got my Mole out and the black came with it. I didn't have the black. I didn't call for the black. It came with it though. I don't know why. So here is the Mole. Let's take a good look here. It looks so different in this paint. I love orange, so I was tempted to just leave it default, but this paint on here just looks so badass. I saw a comment on Reddit. Someone said, I love the Keystone paint, the white and the blue. Now do the inside. And I will agree, it is always weird on these bigger ships where you get a paint on the outside and then the original default paint is still on the inside of the ship. It's weird, but interesting. Is that little flashy bit? So of course this is made for 4. I think it has 4 beds. We can take a look inside. We've looked at the Mole before, but it's always a little different when it's your Mole, right? Well, from my perspective, I guess. So we got a lift here, and it's got one of these weird, not a switch somewhere. It's got the floating in the air thing. I'm not a fan of that. I love a switch, but I love a more industrial ship, and that's why I like ARGO better than MISC. MISC is not one of my favorite manufacturers. Alright, so here we are inside. This is the engineering bay, maybe? I don't think so. Jump drive. This would definitely be an area engineers would have to contend with. We have the side mining, I don't know what you call mining rooms. Here's a suit locker. Kind of a weird place for a suit locker. Is my mouse moving really fast? I heard some people were saying it was too fast. But then you have your number 1 bay here for mining. And of course we have the opposite on the other side, number 2 bay here for mining. Does this have any functionality? Comms, no. We have the ladder that goes up to the, I would call the main deck of the ship, I guess. I don't know. But I love the industrial look here, all the piping and stuff. It's what I like about Drake ships as well. It's going up. One thing I hope they fix one day on the ship is this going down the ladder. You go down the ladder kind of sideways, and it's kind of weird. See what I mean? You're like sideways. So, I don't know. And then we have a very orange interior. Now this, you know, the orange can be considered a caution color, I suppose, so it doesn't seem out of place, but in these big panels, it would certainly be nice if it matched the outside paint. I get what people are saying. Here we have our little fake food area, and then I kind of fell down the stairs. It was interesting. Another suit locker here, and another one there, and then we have 4 beds, which leads you to believe this is a 4-person ship, but I don't know what the 4th person would do. Is there, maybe there's a co-pilot seat? I don't think so. Let's not go up there yet. Yeah, so this is the bathroom section here, which doesn't open. How does it open? Does it just do it? No. Interesting. You're gonna have to hold it in the mole. You don't. You get to see the bathroom, but not use it. Obviously, this is a bug, or I am stupid. Either is possible. Then we have the 4 bunks, which are really nice and spacious, full-size bunks with little TV. Sit and watch the stock report. Apparently. Here. Yeah, or you can watch the ship rake in the money. Now, the question I always have is, am I going to be able to run this myself? I have gotten this out for just fun at ship shows, and it flies like a brick. I had a hard time even figuring out when I first got into Star Citizen how to even get it off the ground. It was like, of course, things have changed since then. How do you open these components? I don't see a switch anywhere. Looks like the mole is going to need a little love at some point. A little TLC. And then here's the, I don't know, machines cranking. Or it looks like. This goes down to the lower. So here's the 4th seat here. Yeah. We have a mining seat here, I believe. So we have mining seat, and then pilot, which will make for weird solo gameplay, because you've got to fly it and then get lined up and then go into a different seat. Oh, there's 2 seats up here. Well, hell. Now I am confused. We got 4 beds, we got 5 seats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seats. Yeah. 4 beds, 5 seats. Okay. Anyway, very shiny. Power on.
Systems activated. Systems on.
Then if we turn the engines on, it's kind of faint. We have VTOL mode. So the engines are on. You can see the dim glow of the blue there. Let's take it over to Lyria. I don't know. Last time I was there, you couldn't mine the rocks on the surface. I've heard that's been fixed, but then I also heard you needed to maybe, what was it? They said you had to delete your shader folder for them to work. I don't know. I didn't see that. If that's one thing about Star Citizen is they aren't very direct to the players. You kind of have to be looking around and know the places to look on the internet to get the information. They don't like send you an email, saying, hey, 4.1's out, we recommend you do this and this and this. They just kind of expect you to figure it out yourself. I do not have my other joystick connected because I'm not into the throttle thing. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Maybe I set it up wrong. But yeah, I've got my joystick here and then the throttle over here, and I disconnected it because it was just a pain in the ass. All right, anyway, let's get out of here. I can't see up. Sorry if this is nauseating. I don't mean it to be. This is much easier. The last time I flew this, it was like trying to lift a brick off the ground. It did not want to go. I had to switch to VTOL mode, and then it didn't want to do that either. Okay, landing gear up. Wants to pop. Yeah, the ship needs some loving, that's for sure.
Shields off.
So I'm going to do what I usually do, which is just run up here to the space station. Good at drifting. Not a lot of action out here, not a lot of big, flames and all. It's just kind of a cruiser, I guess. There's all the bags for the ore that people say to take and put on your Prospector. Or you could do like I did and just get rid of the Prospector. With the Prospector trade-in on this ship, I think it was like $130 or something like that. Come on. She's a big girl.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
We could go to Walla. I've never done mining over in Walla. Because Lyria used to be the place where, like 317 or whatever that update was, Lyria was the place you went to get Quantanium. That was all over the ground there, and it was money. So, yeah, we're going to turn off Toby so I don't make everyone vomit. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Let's go somewhere sunny. And someplace that won't shoot at us. Old Faithful there. You guys are probably sick of seeing me go here. It's just the one I always go to.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Well, we don't necessarily need to go to the facility. We can just go down to the surface and start scanning. I've always been told in the past that the Prospector was for asteroids and the Mole was for surface mining. I don't know if that's true or not. I never understood why one was better for the other. I guess it has to do with the size of the rock you run into, but I would have expected the Mole to be more of the asteroid mining one, because asteroids can be huge. I thought it makes more sense that the Mole would be the asteroid one, but that's not what people said.
Shields on.
I'm gonna switch to shields because who knows? Not I'm afraid of other players or anything, but I just mean like banging into the ground or sometimes you're trying to line up to a rock and you bash into the rock. It's a weird little flash, isn't it? Huh. There was an unknown marker out there, but now it's not, so. I'll tell you what, I'll bring you guys back when I find something. We're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so it's kind of weird. What are they doing? Maybe they're doing the same as me. I don't know what kind of ship it was. I didn't try to target it. To me, targeting a ship is threatening. So I never like to just like target somebody. I don't know if that's how everyone feels. I don't know. Okay, so there's the rock. I, of course, in the pilot seat, do I have any kind of... It looks like I do.
Mining mode on.
Mining mode is on. I don't have a tool, however. So we may have to jump downstairs, which leaves you kind of vulnerable because you're not controlling the ship anymore. Let's see how that works. All right. Oh, I heard this say mining mode off. Let's go downstairs and see if we have... see, this ladder works great. All right. Turret, it says. I don't think it's a turret. Are we slightly drifting? No, we're not. Okay. Power somewhere. Power on.
Systems activating. Systems on.
All right. Can I adjust the ship? I can, but I can't. What am I controlling here? I'm controlling my little pod. Kind of hokey looking. When you turn off mining mode, you go back in, right? I don't know. It's not doing it. Okay, so this feels weird. Yeah. Couple things. So I don't know if the rocks on the ground are working, or I can't seem to power off, exit. That's it. Mining laser. Mining modules. I don't have any modules. Power management, weapons config, shields. So normally you would get the layout of what the rock is, information on the rock itself. I'm not seeing that. Can I change modes?
Extraction mode on. Fracturing mode on.
I can. These could still be boned, or I need to do what they said and delete my shader folder. It's weird not being able to control the ship. I'll tell you that. And that's going to take communication. You know, if you have another person up there, you're like up, down, left. It's. I don't. I'm not certain that's the answer for this kind of. Like, as the player, do you know if you're close enough? As the pilot, I mean. And it's not scanning it. I wonder if we just don't have... Let's see here.
Landing gear down. Engines off.
Let's go out and take a look at this rock. Let's make sure I have a helmet on. I do not. Okay, there we go. I don't want to go down there. No. Where? I'm lost. I thought it was like here, right? Oh, it's here. I wish you could like tell it to keep the doors open. That would be nice. No, no, no. Down. Okay. I like that. Yep, there's no rock here. So either I have to change that shader thing or it's still broken. So I guess we're off to the asteroids. Okay, here we are out in an asteroid field at ARC L1. See how things work out here. Obviously, I mean, I've been thinking about it, and you know, I may have boned myself a little bit. I mean, now the only solo mining ship I have is the Golem, which is fun, but let's be honest, it doesn't hold a whole lot. But instead of ranting and raving about how I can't solo the Mole, I think, you know, I personally, I feel like I don't expect a 3 or 4 person ship to be soloable. I mean, that's every ship in Star Citizen can't be soloable. That's just silly. You know, it's on me for having bought it, but you know, I'm not upset. My brother, if he can get his stuff up and running, has said he wants to get back into Star Citizen, so... Or, you know, I could stop being antisocial and actually get friends. I don't know. That seems kind of extreme. So here we have a bunch of different types. Now, I, in my mind, kind of feel like I should not run into any I can't do this rocks with the Mole. But that may mean, you know, for the Mole to break a rock, it may be that all lasers from all seats need to be pointed at the rock. And as a solo player, you can't possibly control the power on all of them because you have to control the... It's like pretty quick reactions, and you can't have all people or one person doing all of that. So let's again go down and let's see if we can, you know, like right now, am I close enough to those asteroids? I don't know. I'll go down to the seat and sit down and then look at it and go, oh, I need to come closer, and then I have to go back up the ladder again. I mean, it is not a solo ship, and I knew that getting into it. But in my mind, I was like, the Drake ship is new and cool. I'll get that for my solo needs, and then this will be my baby, you know. And it's just like, not sure that was a wise thing to do. So yeah, now we get all the info. It's gonna be scanning it here, right? Yeah, there. Laranite, aluminum, inert material. It says medium difficulty. So yeah, all the kind of the same things. Why did it do that? That's just aluminum, 100%. Huh. It only lets me control this with my stick. Aluminum. I just want to break this just for the sake of doing it. Okay. It's better with the Toby on. Now, I'm pretty sure you can change heads on the Mole. We are in optimum closeness. Is it going to make me like really crank on it? It says medium. It's not like it's supposed to be easy. Yeah. Yeah, this is tougher. Tougher than smaller stuff for sure. You can see it heating up there. And of course, if you had 3 people on here all firing at the same rock, it wouldn't take as long and it wouldn't take as much power. There you go. With that big wide band of green, it was a lot easier. We do have some UI issues here. 100% laranite. Oops. So now we have to switch to extraction, which is control click.
Extraction mode on.
Come on. Laranite 100%. You know, I'm pretty happy that it's not taking so much driving. Like, I didn't have to go up and down so much yet. Inert materials and laranite. Let's see what else we got here just to... Aluminum. Aluminum. Laranite and aluminum. Huh. I guess I'll go ahead and grab this one. I don't know what the market value of laranite is right now. I don't know. So yeah. Can I scan from here? I can. Okay. That's helpful. Yeah, this is a little jank. Not being connected to anything, just being floating out here. I assume that was going to be fixed later. Unless they are saying it's some kind of force field magnetic thing that doesn't need physical attachments. It'd be great if that was visualized somehow. Like an effect or something, if that's the case. I don't like that as much. I don't like floaty things. I wish it was mechanically correct. If that's what I'm trying to say, I don't think. Mechanically viable. So now let's get out.
Mining mode on.
On. Okay. So it's a bit fiddly solo, but it's doable. You're able to do more rocks. I don't know. I have no regrets. I knew what I was getting into, you know what I mean? I was getting into a ship that was meant for a bigger crew, and that's on me. So don't know. I don't feel bad about it. This and the Drake Corsair are about as big as I think I'm gonna go, you know, as a solo player. If I start playing with people again, I wasn't an orc before. If I start playing with people again, then I could see getting bigger ships, but you know, you get to that point where you're just buying ships for the ownership and not so much for the use. And maybe that's something that could be a fun goal in game, to buy those ships in game. You know, people ask me, I had somebody that doesn't play Star Citizen asking me, so what ships are you what are you going for? What are you making the money? What are you after? And I'm like, that's a pretty good question. When you buy your ships in this pledge store, what are you going after? You know? I think that's a valid point. I don't know, I like mining. I like salvage. Exolite, tungsten, and inert material. I don't know the market value of those things. I could easily look, there's a website. Again, that's another example of not getting the information from Star Citizen, but having to search it out yourself. This was a rock. It is not close enough. Yeah. 100% inert material? No. Hepsonite. That's actually pretty valuable, I think. Let's go ahead and grab these. We are not even close to full, so I'm just going to kind of position it here. See what we can do. I have a feeling this ship is due for a TLC update. I don't know soon, but I think it's just going to get better. I'm pretty sure. It seems odd to me that they did a mining update and kind of like update the mining ships a bit. But hey, impossible. Okay. Impossible by myself, no doubt. Easy. I think I can just take it. It's purple, right? Yeah, gone. Impossible. So, okay. Let me just do something for kicks here. I can't get out of the seat and leave the laser on. I'll bet you money that's a thing. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Those of you who have a mole already know the answer to these things I'm going through. I'm going to position it over here, and I'm going to turn on the laser. Oops, wrong one. That's extraction.
Fracturing mode on.
Okay, so yeah, can't just have it turned on. You know, there you go. There you go. Now, if I exit the seat, yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to go from seat to seat to seat and have them all point in the same rock and break it myself. Makes sense. I'm not gonna get upset about it. want to see what the other... I assume that all the lasers are the same, right? No. Oh. That was weird. Okay. Power on.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Impossible, yeah. What does this look like from the outside? Let's see. It's me in a little seat. Dangling like a worm in space. That's not terrifying. It's a cool looking ship though, man. I just love the way it looks. Yeah, so we're in the same boat here. I can't go up any higher. That's kind of... Yep. So that's the sitch. Makes sense. I'm not upset. Not upset. I'm just keep telling myself. We can break some bigger rocks than I think the Prospector can. And of course we can change different heads. The golem cannot change heads. It is a fixed head from what I understand. Does it have storage? That's always a thing that's important. Is there storage? Would it be in here with the beds? I actually do not see storage. I mean, there's suit storage. I love the sounds in here. If you know where the storage is on here, please leave a note in the comments. That would be great to know. There's a lot of things that just don't seem all there yet. Up to spec, I would say, of what they claim ships are going to require. Things like storage. Every ship was supposed to have storage, engineering, components exposed that you can open up. All that seems to not be in the Mole yet, which, like I said, leads me to believe it's got some updates coming, which is great. Very vague. Components are here. What components? Just components. Take another quick look downstairs, but see, that's neat. That sound right there. Just, you get near a thing and there's a weird sound coming around. I mean, that's really cool. Jump drive. We all know what that is now. Yeah, I don't see any storage. That's a bummer. A ship this size would have storage, and it would also have like individual storage for each seat. I would have expected it to be like in the bed or something. Please keep quiet. Crew members may be sleeping, and there's so many that you don't know their names. That's kind of the way it sounds. You don't know who they are. Danger. Ejection mechanism may fire suddenly. So these are ejection seats, not suit lockers. Suit lockers. Anyway. Well, I'm not going to make you guys sit through me filling the mole up. I don't know. What do you guys think of it? I think it's really cool. Let me turn off Toby. Make people sick. Yeah, I love the look of it. A lot. I think it looks awesome. Looks very industrial and big, and I know it doesn't have great defenses. I think it just got like 2 little pew-pews on it. Let's see. Turn off mining mode. Turn off that. Here we are. Wow. Joystick's actually weird. Yep. Little pew-pews. What are they? Badgers. It doesn't have missiles or anything like that. Because why would it? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this little expedition. We'll be looking at the mole a bit more if I get people to join me. I think that would be fun to go out and do a little mining. I may be using this a bit more on streams, which you can check out here on YouTube. I've done a couple streams on YouTube here. It's been fun. Some of the people that have joined me said they had a good time, so that's cool. You can find the old streams in the live section on the channel. Also, it has a second channel that is playing other games. I am thinking of diving into Open Hauser, which is a kind of a slumlord simulator, I guess. I've been having a hell of a fun time with Schedule I or Schedule 1, the drug game that's #1 on Steam right now. It is such a blast, guys. It is so much fun. You should try it if you haven't. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. See you next time. Have a great weekend. And if you see Curse in the verse, say hi to me. All right. Bye-bye.